How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves, or welcome back to a brand new transfer video on the channel today. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. Hope you're enjoying all the content that we're pushing out as well over the last week or so, really. It's been really good. The response has been fantastic. And this week, trying to push out as many as I can, obviously on the lead up to the European Championships, which starts tomorrow, which is going to be really fun. But of course, once again, over the last sort of 24-48 hours or so, there's been lots of transfer news and rumours. If you guys want to see this quite often, probably not daily, but maybe every other day, then do let me know in the comment section down below, because that's something that I'd be more than happy to do for you guys. If some of you aren't are a little bit too busy maybe to keep up to date with the social media posts and can, you know, watch this whilst you're cooking your dinner, in bed, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, do let me know. But got a couple of big ones today. The first one is going to be about let's start off with this one. Jesus Corona, Porto winger, of course Mexican as well, a fellow countryman of Raul Jimenez. Been lots of rumours about this guy in Wolves for the last 2 or 3 years, really, to be honest. He had a release clause last summer of around 30 million euros. A lot of people sort of pointing him and maybe pushing him to be our potential right wing back option when Nuno was playing a back five and we hadn't quite signed Nelson Semedo at this point. But it went quite quiet quite quickly. However, it is said now, as he has entered his last year of his contract, his release clause has dropped now to just 20 million euros. And Wolves has once again been pushed as a potential club for his services. I don't know about this one. It's possibly because we've been linked before. I don't think there's any solid link in it, but anything can happen. Obviously, with the Mexican link, with the Portuguese link, this is definitely a viable option. And if Wolves are looking for a solid right midfielder for next season, Corona is going to be a very adequate replacement. I think it's someone of top quality and someone that Bruno Lage is going to be fairly familiar with. So we'll keep our eye on that one. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't hear too much more about that throughout the rest of the summer, but definitely one to keep our eyes on. The next one is Patrick Cutrone, of course. We just don't know what's gone on with him. Wolves signed him for about £16 million, and it's just not worked out. I said on Twitter the other day, this could arguably be one of Wolves' biggest ever transfer flops. But, of course, he's had a couple of loan moves away. Wolves would have clawed some money back off those loan fees, but it is pretty likely that he's going to be moving on a permanent basis this summer. Sources in Italy, La Gazzetta di Parma, have said that Italian club Parma, who have actually recently been relegated to Serie B in Italy, are interested in pushing a little bit of money towards the first team and trying to gain automatic promotion back up to Serie A. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Cutrone move back to Italy, and Parma could well be one of the destinations. Now we move on to another couple of signings, really. These two are Barcelona boys. Let's start off with the first one, Carlos Alena, who has been linked with Wolves over the last week or so. I think there has been very soft links there before, to be honest. I'm going to very quickly search Alena talking Wolves and see, because I'm sure we've been linked with him prior to this week and obviously talk about it. So yeah, it was back in January, actually. There was a report from ARA over in Spain that Wolves had actually had a bid rejected for Carlos Alena before he moved on loan to Getafe. It was said that Wolves bid around 7 million euros for the services of the Spanish central midfielder. However, that rumour has popped up again over the last week or so. It was by a source, Gerard Romero, who is pretty well respected within Spanish journalism, and Barcelona in particular, has said that Wolves have been touted as a possible destination for, once again, Carlos Alena and Francisco Trincao, who we'll be talking about a little bit more shortly. Now, Barcelona, you may or may not know, are going to have a bit of a fire sale this summer, get rid of a lot of dead wood, get rid of a lot of fringe and squad players, because, as you know, one, they're in a lot of debt, and two, they just want to almost take the club in a different direction now. I think it's gone a little bit stale there over the last couple of years, and they're trying to cash in on as many players as possible. So you could see us get 1 or 2 deals from them. So Carlos Alena, the first one there, Spanish central midfielder, could well be possibly one of the first signings in the Bruno Lage era. And it's said by Sport in Spain that Barcelona want around 8 million euros for him. So obviously not too much more than the 7 million that Wolves supposedly bid in January. Now, the next player is Alena, Francisco Trincao, who I just mentioned earlier, Portuguese winger, of course. You can't do a transfer video with Wolves and not bring up a Portuguese player. So Carlos Alena has been linked, quite heavily linked actually. Again, the first bit of news we saw of this was from Gerard Romeo as well last Friday, and it has been pushed a little bit more and more over the last week or so. Most in particular, really, the most notable ones of that is from Fabrizio Romano when he was giving a little Wolves update about Rui Patricio. He also mentioned that Francisco Trincao is a target for Wolves, but Barcelona were still set to decide on his future. But then another piece of news, this one from Tony Juan Marti, again a journalist from Sport, had said that Barcelona manager Ronald Koeman has been told that the club need to make money and Francisco Trincao will be someone they will be selling, and the winger is open to a move away. Now, this would be a very, very good piece of business for Wolves. No values have been mentioned as of yet for this young player. We spoke a little bit about him, or I spoke a little bit about him on the Wolves, how Wolves could line up under Bruno Lage video on Monday, and we had a look at look at his percentiles. I'll put them back up on the screen now. Now, this is him against other attacking players and wingers across the top 5 leagues in Europe, and as you can see, he has got some really, really strong areas there, and I think this could be a fantastic signing for Wolves. Of course, there's probably no better place outside, if he were to leave the club, there's probably no better place outside sort of Portugal themselves and possibly Spain for him to come. You've got the setup there with his Portuguese teammates who we would have at Wolves. So this is definitely one to keep our eye on. Possibly if someone like Adama is sold after the Euros, I think this is definitely going to be one that's going to be pushed a lot more. But Francisco Trincao, definitely one for us to keep our eyes on over the coming weeks. And to finish off today then, Ruben Vinagre, of course, a lot of rumours about his future. Even more today as well. George Mendes apparently having talks with Bruno Lage. The two clubs that we've spoken about before, the two clubs really pushing or being pushed that want Ruben Vinagre are both Benfica and Sporting. Of course, Sporting won the league, and it said that Vinagre would be a replacement for Nuno Mendes, who is set to leave the club this summer. Whether that's going to happen, Man City are a team that are pushing towards Nuno Mendes quite a lot. And if he goes to Benfica, it would be as a replacement for Alex Grimaldo. So, I mean, I would love Alex Grimaldo possibly in a swap deal. I think he could be Wolves' new left back. But yeah, it said that Wolves are wanting around 15 million euros for Ruben Vinagre. So it's a decent amount of money. I think that's a huge profit on what the club spent on him a couple of years ago. But Ruben Vinagre, looking likely that he is going to leave the club this summer to either Benfica or Sporting. A little bit of a random one as well to finish off on. This was from Hampshire Live, actually. Wolves apparently were one of the clubs that showed a little bit of interest in Angus Gunn, the current Southampton goalkeeper. He was out on loan at Norwich. Unfortunately, his season was broke up a little bit with injuries. But he's in advanced talks now in Norwich. So obviously any move to Wolves is very, very unlikely. But yeah, it was rumoured that Wolves were interested in Angus Gunn. I would suppose as a backup goalkeeper for next season. I think he's third choice at Southampton at the moment. Very decent goalkeeper, but probably not first team calibre that Wolves fans would want and would expect. So yeah, a bit of a random one to finish off on. That was from Hampshire Live yesterday, saying that Wolves did inquire about the 25-year-old goalkeeper. But I think that is all for today's video. Once again, big thanks for tuning in and big thanks for all the support on the videos over the last week or so. We've touched on quite a lot there in quite a short period of time. But if you've got any questions about any of the rumours today, if you want me to give my thoughts on anything else, do leave us a comment in the comment section down below. If you want me to be pushing more of these out, do let me know as well. And as always, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the European Championships, which kicks off this weekend. And I'll see you all very, very soon.